everyone, welcome to my garden. My name's Jodie Davidson and today I'm going to show you how to make string or rope using some things that you probably have around the house at home. I'm starting with an old t-shirt and also a pillowcase. This was no good anymore, it had some stains and marks on it, so it would have gone into the rubbish bin. But rather than send something to landfill, I thought it would be much more exciting to be able to do something with it. So what I'm going to do to get started is strip my fabric into thin strips just by cutting some little grooves and then tearing into long strips. You can cut them as well, but I tend to be a little bit impatient. What I'd like you to do is go away and collect your materials, get them together, strip them all up, and then come back and I'll show you how we can use those to twist and turn and make some string. See you soon. So as you can see, I'm back. I have my t-shirt. I'm just tearing that up into some thin pieces, which we will then use for our string. When you're making string, you can use 2 strands, 3 strands, or sometimes you can use more than that, depending on how thick you're wanting to make it. I'm only going to make a 2-strand string. The process is exactly the same, whichever one you are doing, but I find that using 2 strings is a little bit easier to manipulate. So I've got a couple of pieces there. So to start with, what I'll do is show you using our pillowcase. Now this fabric doesn't stretch, it has no stretch, whereas your t-shirt fabric will have stretch. So what you'll need to do is get 2 pieces of fabric. It is easier if you start with a similar length, just because you can join them on to make them longer. What we're going to end up with is a ball of string like this. So you should be able to see how that is looped around. It's almost like a spiral. So getting my 2 pieces of fabric, I'm actually going to do it so that my stripes are going one way here and the opposite way here. So that means when the colours mix, I'm going to get 2 tones of the fabric. I just think visually that looks a little bit better. So to begin with, we tie a knot. That's just going to stop it from unravelling at one end. Now what you need to do is twist away from you. So I'm twisting away and then I'm bringing that towards me. Again, twisting away from me and bring it towards me. Twisting away. 2 or 3 twists is usually enough. Bring it towards me. And I'm pinching that part, moving my thumb down as I twist. So twist away, move towards you. Twist away, and move towards you. And you'll continue doing this technique. If you say it out loud, it's a little bit easier. You end up getting a little bit of a rhythm going. And it's almost like a drum beat going in your head. Twist away, move towards, twist away, move towards. So if you can do that, you will find that what starts to happen is your colours start to mix. It is really nice doing this with a stripy fabric, but you might not have a stripy fabric. You can use old scraps of fabrics, tea towels, anything that maybe isn't being used anymore. these were great because they had big black marks on them. They'd been outside for a while and they really needed to be replaced, but I hate throwing things away. It seems to be such a waste. So you can see that I'm twisting that away. And you can see the colours coming together like that. Now, when we get to the end of this, what I'll do is I'll cut this off just to show you. You don't want to just have a nice short piece of string. You'd like to have a long piece like these so that you can continue making them into balls. So what I'm going to do is get to my next piece and just hold it together. And I'm going to twist that. And what happens is that twists those two pieces together. There's my other piece. We'll try this one. This is a different colour altogether, but that's okay. And again, I'm twisting. Now I am holding with my thumb. So it's really important that you hold with your thumb. That will stop it unraveling. Now what's happening is you can see I've almost got to the end, if I can get it, of my piece of fabric. So that just gets caught up and joined. You could tie a knot, but then you get a big lump and it can be a little bit difficult to twist the lump. So there you can see it continues with the pattern. Now this one, what I did is I stripped the fabric going down along the stripes so that we got lots of different colours. So you get that different coloured fabric coming through, as you can see. Whereas these ones here, I actually cut along the colours. Okay, so if you have a stripy fabric like that, think about that when you're cutting it up. Now, if you have t-shirting, this is a stretchy fabric, as I said. You can mix this with a non-stretchy fabric. It is exactly the same process. So again, we're going to start just by tying a little knot to hold it, and then holding that between your two fingers, we're going to twist. So twist away. You can sometimes get a little bit of a rolling action happening where you can almost swivel it between your fingers like that. So what I'm doing is just swiveling. It's actually easier with the t-shirting, but you can get it with the other one. So I'm just twisting. See, I'm just twisting that, rolling my fingers. And it's important sometimes just to bring your hand down along the fabric to stop it knotting up. I found that when I tore the fabric, particularly this one, the threads of cotton would come out and they would get all tangled. So this way, they're not getting tangled. And you'll see the same thing is happening where we're getting that lovely colour and then the straight pattern through it. Now I'll show you just how to do it with 3 colours. What I'm going to do is use a little bit of string. I'll use the brown string just so that you can see how we get the 3 different pieces, just so that they're completely different and you are able to see them. So I'll have to tie that piece of string. Normally you would tie all 3 of them together, but I'll just tie him onto the end there. And then, so it is, like I said, it is a bit trickier when you're doing 3 pieces, but it is exactly the same process. So again, we're twisting, so we're twisting away. If you were to look closely at this string, you would see that this is actually made up of 2 pieces of twine. So what we're doing is using our found materials and sourced fibres to make string like this. This is quite thin, we're making a slightly thicker one, but if you cut your strips really thin, then your string will be thinner as well. So again, I'm twisting away, holding that with my thumb, and bring it towards me. So the top one is the one that I want to bring down and over the 2. What gets a little bit tricky when you are doing 3 is trying to remember which one you have brought down in front of you. So I'm thinking I've got the string, I've got the white, I've got the colour. That way if they get tangled, I'll remember string, white, colour. String, white. Again, I do like to tangle, and colour. Have a go at doing that and see how yours turn out. It does take a little bit of time to get the hang of it, but afterwards it's a little bit like knitting or crocheting, and it becomes quite methodical. If it's too hard for you to hold that, if you're a young person, and you're finding that's difficult to manipulate your fingers, what you could try doing is putting it under something heavy. And then, similar to plaiting, you could do the same thing. So twist away and bring over the top. Twist away and bring over the top. This is not quite heavy enough, but a brick or even someone holding the end of it would make quite a difference. And then, much like plaiting where you're just bringing over the top, you twist and bring over the top. It's that twisting motion that gives us the string. Have a go at that, come back, and I'll show you how we can do it with some plant fibres. How did you go? Did you get your string twisted? Here is one that I've made from some bits of plants that I found in the garden. There's lots of things you can try. This was some leaves of a Dracaena, so they're like a spiky plant. Let's try that one and that one and see if that works. So I've tied this in a knot, same again. Hold it with my fingers. Now, I'm still twisting this, but only a little bit because it's a stick. So I still twist, and I'm also twisting that one. These twist really nicely. So again, I'm going to twist and bring towards me. Twist, and the tighter you twist, the thinner your rope will be. This actually works quite nicely because the effect that you get is, I'll do a little bit more so that you can see, the thickness of the Dracaena contrasts really nicely against the vine. This could also be quite effective with different colours. So this is a variegated Dracaena, but you might want that is quite green. So I'm almost not really having to twist that vine. So you can see what starts to happen. As that dries, because I'm not having to twist that extra vine, it is a much quicker. And what will happen is, as that dries, it will, the water will come out of it, and it will just get a little bit stiffer. These are great to have on hand if you maybe don't ever have string. I find it quite meditative to sit and do these when I'm outside. Again, do the same thing. So we're going to cross those two pieces over and twist them together. Keep twisting just to join the two up. Twist, twist away, crossing over, away and crossing, twist away, crossing over, away and crossing, twist away. I'm saying crossing over, but I mean bringing towards me. And you can just keep going with this. What you could do afterwards too is you could put the ball itself, once you've made a big long piece, or if you're wanting to make it into a ball, is you could put that into the sink and soak it, and that will make it more pliable. So you can see now that's coming together, which is very similar to what we had here. This one has dried, but it's a beautiful, beautiful effect. I love doing these. I keep them in a box or as rolls like this, and I use them for wrapping presents. They can be reused time and time again, and what you're doing is preventing something from going to landfill. I'd love to see what you come up with. I look forward to seeing some of your creations, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.